Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Beautiful Butterfly, and today we're on day 64 of our daily bread. Today's title, we're going to be talking about see your city. And title is See Your City. But first, I'm going to read Genesis 12:3, which says, all people on earth will be blessed through you. Okay, here we go. See your city. See our city the way we do. The Retro Micatron Urban Lumberjack group used that slogan to launch its vision for the city's future, but the project came to a sudden stop. When members of the community noticed something missing in the campaign, African Americans make up a large major of the city population and workforce.
Majority.
African Americans make up a large majority of the city population and workforce, yet people of color were absent from the crowd of white face that showed up on sign, banner, and billboard. Urging all to see the city as they did. The countrymen of Jesus also had a blind spot in their vision for the future. As children of Abraham, they were primarily concerned about the future of Jewish people. They couldn't understand Jesus' concept for Samaritan room solid. Roman soldiers or anyone else who didn't share their family root, rabbis, or temple worship. I relate to the blind spot of Detroit and Jerusalem. I too tend to see only people who life experience I understand. Yet, God had a way of bringing about His unity and unity. Amid our diversity, we are more alike than we realize. Our God chose a desert nomad by the name of Abram to bring blessing to all the people of the world. Genesis 12:1-3. Jesus knows and loves everyone we don't yet know our love. Together we live by the grace and mercy of one who can help us see one another, our city, and his kingdom as he does. Wow. Question for today. Who are the people in your life who ain't like you? Or aren't like you? And what do you have in common with them? Father in heaven, we open our eyes to people who are more like us than we are in
Inclined.
and we are inclined to believe. Help us see our own need of you. Now, let's go to Genesis. Let's go to Genesis 12:3. Which says, I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curse you, I will curse, and all people on earth will be blessed through you. Wow. Now, let's read Genesis 12:1-3, which says, the Lord has said to Abram, God, from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curse you, I will curse, and all people on earth will be blessed through you. Now that's it for today. I'm going to read the question one more time, which says, who are the people in your life who ain't like you or aren't like you? And what do you have in common with them? Now that is it for today. And let's talk about what was happening in okay, we'll talk about our world and where we live at today. Now, where we live at in our city is similar for what we're reading, but instead of African American, let's talk about all race in this world because yes, there's a lot of race going on in this world, and yes, a lot of Caucasians do not get along with African American, but that's okay because some do get along, and that's very short. It's not a lot. We want to get most, and most people I know who was Caucasian, they get along with other people of color and whatever race. But in the world we live in, because it's what African American been through back then, before we was here during slavery, and I'm not talking about the people in the Bible time. I'm talking about our world and our ancestors, and what our ancestors been through before we got here. They went through slavery. They were beaten, and even when Martin Luther King was growing up too, the president, before they killed him, he went through racist racist and stuff like that. People was being racist to him. Caucasian was spit on the Africans American, called them the N-word, and called them all kinds of things. Didn't let them use the same bathroom like them. African American had different bathrooms than Caucasian because they didn't want the African American to use their bathroom, so they had their own side. And didn't want them to drink water from their water fountain. African American had their own, and then African American felt some type of way because what the Caucasians did to them, and the African American kids felt some type of way and wanted and asked their parents and stuff. I wonder what they water tastes like, but what the kids didn't know that the water that they drinking is the same exact water that the Caucasian people are drinking. Cause you see that in a lot of slavery movies. So, and I don't know about different. The only thing I know about was the Caucasians and the African American. I didn't really know much about the Spanish people had if they had slavery and stuff. No, I know Africa they did. What was that other one? And I know some other ones that had slavery that be on Netflix, but I don't know much about the Spanish because I think they're Korean. Yeah, I think they had Korean slavery on Netflix. I don't know if they have Spanish people. I've never seen it. But if I look on my Netflix, I had watched some slaveries on there. Don't really like watching them, but with some of them was encountered, I think, with the Americans and things like that. So in different places, it might be people had slavery and things like that. But before we was here, there was slavery, and we should. I don't know if we will ever change from that. We want to change from that because not a good thing. We want, and that's why. And what would God think of our city if we had that? Hold on 1 second. I like that. And what would it be like? And I used to watch them on Netflix, and it would be sad. I watched one. It was this one movie on Netflix and that spoke a different language. I don't know if they was Korean or something, or Japanese, or Chinese. But I think they was Japanese or Korean because I don't think they was Chinese. So, and when I watched it, it was sad because they had to leave their home. Like in the movie, it showed like them in a home. The dad came home. Guess the kids came home from school and stuff. And guess they was having dinner. And then after that, the little girl went on the patio. She was looking down. Then the dad went out there. Everybody was just looking down. And these army people with big tanks and stuff, they came and people was lined up and screaming and stuff and saying yay. And the first time I watched it, I didn't really like understand what was going on until I watched it like a couple of times to see like what was going on. And I think there was like Korean and stuff. And think they were saying yay, and some of them were just saying yay and stuff, but most of them, but a lot of them were saying yay. The ones that knew what was going on, cause I think the ones that were saying yay, they knew that they was going to be saved and stuff. They think they were going to be safe, and nothing bad was going to happen to them. But what happened was the army people came, and there was a whole bunch of them. They came driving through, and all of a sudden it stopped. And then the dad spoke 2 languages. He knew 2 languages, and I think the kids did too. I think he taught the kids because in the movie he told the kids, say you speak this language and that you don't speak this language, and you have to actually watch it 2 times because the words come on the screen because it 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 wasn't like an American movie. It was in a different language. So and I had to watch it again. So what happened in it? It was like I think there was either Korean or Japanese, because I don't think they was Chinese because it was either Korean or Japanese. It didn't look like they was Chinese, so it was one of those. And I believe them, and it was asking them what language did they speak. And the dad spoke 2 languages. The kids spoke, they all knew 2 languages because of the dad. So, and the mom was there. There was a younger kid, a baby. It might have been a toddler. And then there was a little girl. And then another one. And then they had boys. And then, in the movie, I wish I remember what the name it was. Cause it was very sad. And at the end, it tells you, like, what happened and how it is and things like that. And then it showed when the kids are older. And it was sad because their parents died. So, and I think the baby died too. Because I don't really want to tell y'all the movie, but I forgot the name of it. If I figure out the name of it, I would tell you. And, but in that movie I watched, it was like, I don't know, it is sad because they had them like tell them to come on, bring your stuff. So they packed up the kids. The little girl asking them on the dad, what's going on, where we going? We have to leave home for a little while, but we will be back. And the little girl said, okay. Oh, I found the name of it. The movie is called on Netflix. First They Killed My Father. That's the name of it. And that's the name of it. And I believe they speak. The movie is dark and emotional. And it has fear in it, gore, and violence you need to know. It's rated TV, and man, it's nothing bad about it. So you could watch the shows, nothing like that. But I believe, here it is, they Japanese or something. Or maybe Korean, but you can watch it and see. Those the characters and stuff in it. And it's called First They Killed My Father. And I didn't really understand what they meant by that. First they killed my father, and then I figured out what it was. And it was a very sad movie. I think they were either Japanese or Korean, but they didn't really look Chinese. I don't really know, cause can't really tell, cause and I say that they look alike, but they just can't really tell. But they didn't sound Chinese. But so I believe it was either Japanese or Korean. I believe Korean. And then they had to leave their home. The dad said we had to leave our home for them. They took them all and they separated them from the other language people. And I don't know if there was American, but I don't know if they was fighting against Americans. And in it, I do watch it all the time because I don't know. But other than that, they got them away. I'm gonna use that movie for example. First They Killed My Father. That's the name of it on Netflix. I'm gonna use this for as example of the movie. So in it, they was going through pain and fear and emotion, and they had dark times in it. It was dark, and it was on dark times, and then people were bombing and shooting because they had tanks and stuff, and it was killing them. And then it said, and the dad lied to save his family, and said he don't understand what they're saying. I don't speak your language. So he lied to save his family and save himself. So they got to get in a people car to go somewhere safe. And the other people was tied up with their hands behind their back. And they killed them. And just like they did to the African American. I don't know if they did what they did, with tying their hands in the back. But it's similar to African American. But the difference between them and African Americans were hung. They hung them. They whipped them. Whipped and stuff. With those hard sticks without it. I don't know what it's called, but they ripped this our ancestors back in the day, and they had bruises for all the beating they've been through. They got hung on a tree. They tied them up and killed them, and they did so much damage to them. I don't know if they got any that's alive today, but I believe so. There's people who are older than us. I believe people that's in their hundreds here. They was in some of them been through slavery, and like Rosa Parks, she's alive to this day. She told her story, and so it was sad part. And after that, Martin Luther King, he tried to get the blacks and the whites to get along, and he wanted everybody to come together and march on the street and to say the word and stuff. He wanted everybody to get along. He wanted all color, and no matter race you were, Caucasian, no matter color you are, to sit together, to be able to eat together. That's the reason why today we are able to go to restaurants. That's the reason why we are able to use the bathroom together by going to the bathroom, and we can go to the same church together. I would say most churches, because there are still some churches where it's nothing but white people, and if you try to go in the church, they'll just look at you. You be the only race in there. And there are still churches like that, so you still gotta be careful. So, except you don't try to say it's a free country. There's some churches are still like that. Trust me. I think the church near us is like that. But But other than that, in the movie, now going back to the story, first they killed my father. Then they dropped him off. They took a break, ate and stuff, drank water. And then he made them get off the truck. They got them off the cars and stuff. And told them, come on, get your stuff. And they had to walk. They they got them out the car and made those people walk. So the people started walking and walking. And then after that, they seen one of their family members came. Maybe if it was a friend. I'm not really sure. But they was like, cause they was happy to see them. Hi, it's like, cause I guess they haven't seen them in a long time, and so they went to go see them, and they ate and they slept, and they washed and everything. But where they went, what they used to, it was different than where they used to be going. They went from I think they was living like an either apartment or maybe a townhome. I'm not really sure how this is, but cause they had bathroom, they had a refrigerator, and then I guess maybe one of their family members or maybe a friend. I believe it might have been family, but then the little girl asked her dad, but she whispered it, "Are they poor?" And the dad said, "Shh, it's just their house just look different than ours because to wash, it's like what the African people do. They have water in a bowl or in a bucket, and then you take a rag, and then you just dump the water on you, and you wash like that. So that's why the little girl asked, "Are they poor?" And because she wasn't used to that type of stuff. And then after that, they had to leave. They couldn't stay with their friend or one of their family members, my friends, because they didn't speak their language. Well, they spoke the language, so they spoke the language, but they wasn't allowed to stay there because it would have been lying, not telling the truth, and it could have got those people that was living there in trouble. So they left, and then they couldn't get back in the truck. They had to walk. So they went walking. And then, and that was a long walk. And then they was walking. I mean, they was walking. That was the longest walk I ever seen them walk. Other people were driving, so it was fine. The little girl got tired, so she picked them up. Cause the man told them, "Pick up the pace, y'all. Pick up the pace." So the dad picked the kids up, and the other kid, everybody else just kept on walking, and then they stopped when they had to wait. For them to get to be in a safe zone, they asked people a question: "Do you work for the governor?" And dad lied and said no. And I don't know if the people knew he was lying or not, but he said no. And then after that, they said okay, got everybody names down, things like that. But they did what they told, and then they went picked the house they wanted to live in. Which the house was made out of bamboo sticks. They was made out of bamboo stick. I'm trying not to tell y'all what the actual movie. You'll have to watch it yourself on Netflix. But it's a pretty good movie. It's called First They Killed My Father, And I think it was the little girl telling the story, but she's old. It didn't show. Then it shows when they older now. So I think they the one telling their story. So what had happened was the house looked like it was built by bamboo sticks. They did pretty good making it. That's pretty good. How they could make it with bamboo sticks, because bamboo sticks are pretty strong. And then the men had to go to work while the women and the girls stay home for now. After a while, and they gave them little food. They gave them food and food. They had to work to keep getting food though. Then after that, the dad came and said, I gotta go to work. And then after that, one by one, the mom cried, but the dad kept coming back. But this little girl, she kept on having vision. And it's like she knew what was getting ready to happen. Because she got up. After a while, things just started happening. And then they gave them a little bit of food. They could just eat it just like that. And then the dad never came back. Meaning they knew he wasn't telling the truth. So they was holding the dad like this. One had their hand like this, the other had their hand like this, and I don't wait. I'm not want. I'm not gonna. And they killed him. I'm not gonna say how he died, but I'm not telling you how none of them died. Just giving y'all an example of what the movie's about. I'm using it for my point. And then they killed him, all because of the language he speaks. I guess they found out. Or because he was working for the governor, though. And so, then after a while, the mom and the kids. And after that, two older boys, they had to go. Which means they still was working. And then after that, nothing happened to them, but they had to work. The mom, the kids was sneaking out because they still was hungry. And only at nighttime. Because the little girl had a vision that she saw a whole bunch of food on the table and began eating it and sneaking in the food. I guess the boy got caught the first time. He got hit. Don't come back. That's your warning. And he said, okay. Another little girl, she got hit. She got hit because she took the corn of the cob thing that you take from a tree and began eating it. And she got hit and they said, don't do it again. But I'm not telling y'all the whole movie, so you gotta watch for yourself. But it was this so much going on in the movie that people's life was kind of different, and people live in different areas and cities. But because of the crowd, it was different crowd people, it made it kind of different. So, and then after that, the mom, it was nighttime, the mom spoke to the kids and said, you guys have to leave, but you can't use your real name. And but before we get to that part, just know the people made them cut their hair. Well, not cut their hair, but put it on what their hair was looking like. They all had to look alike. That I'm not gonna say they was on order. Hold on, they wasn't all looking alike. I don't think they cut their hair. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while, but so I don't remember order part. They had to take their clothes. They had to take their clothes off. Not me to take their clothes off. They had to put it in the. Mom said, "Hey, take off your clothes." I don't want to. This is my favorite one. Oh, I hide it then. Guess they didn't want to see their clothes in color. And the mom showed her what to do. Put it in. Wash it. And they took it out. It wasn't like. It was looking totally different. Guess they all had to look alike. So she hid one of her shirt that she liked very much. But then after that, the mom wanted the kids to leave. But it's not in that order, but told it wait till nighttime, gave them they ate, and then here, I want you to this is gonna be your new name. I like my name. You can't use your name. You're gonna get in trouble. And they had to leave. Say and made the kids lie and say we are orphan. Orchard what was that whatever? Orchards. Orchardson. An orphan. With kids that don't have parents. And I want y'all to say this. Keep going until you see a statue. And go tell y'all the girls go to the right. The girls go to the left. The boys go to the right. And then as the kids was walking, they got caught, and people, one of the armies caught them and said, "Where y'all gonna go?" We going to the orphan. We orchards. Or we orphans. We going to the orphan center. And okay, keep going straight. And then the girl said okay, and kept said yes sir, and kept on going. And then after that, they were kind of sad. They stopped at the statue because that's when the sisters and the brother, they go their separate way because there's an office for girls only and an office for boys only. And they looked at each other and just waited because it was sad. And they kept walking. And then when they got there, when the little girl got to her place where she got, they was mean. When I mean that lady was mean, she treated them wrong. She used them they worked those kids. And then they ate. They gave them a little bit of food. They worked hard, and they still had a little bit of food on their plate. And things like that. And work faster, meaning they had to dig and dig, just like the African American did. They had to dig and dig, plant things until they grow. African American had to pick cotton, but the difference and that's what these people was doing. And but you should watch the movie. But they worked those girls. They had uniforms on and everything working. And but they had a little bit of food. They finished that food like that. That little girl, she was pretty smart because she had good memory. And after that, the two little girls, I guess, couldn't be together. They were like, just you think she said. Then they separated the two sisters because at first they were together. No, one was too young, the other one was too old. Meaning they separated the kids by their age group. So the other one had to go on the other side. So I guess they could still see each other. Just one was picking while the other one was digging. And so they separated them, and then after that, they she got to they let her visit her sister, say hi. They cried, said I miss you, and the lady was like, she had no heart, and she said, okay, that's enough now. Meaning, they wanted them to be tough. Don't want that. They want them crying and doing none of that. And then after that, the little girl went to this school where they taught them how to use weapon. When I meet, they used those kids as weapon. They used them as weapon, taught them how to fight, and it was like they was learning like karate moves and stuff like that. And then after that, it was time for them to set bomb. And then things like that, to set things like under the ground and things like that. And after they did that, then they went back and just started all over. Planting, go to school and do the same thing over and over. But even though they separated the girls from the boys, I guess they still I think was working together. So, and then after that, everybody just started screaming. All the kids started screaming, saying, "Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!" And then she woke up. It was like a big old fire. People, guns going off and everything. Kids ran. She grabbed all her stuff, got her weapon. But before she did anything, she went back to where her mother was, and because there was a fire. But before that though, before I get that one, I gotta tell you this. She kept seeing this older lady staring at her. Then she left. Then she went back. And then the older lady told her. But she had a vision first. Before she went to go see her mom, there was the first time she seen her mom, told her mom how she was doing. Then she went back. But before she went back, she had a vision and seen her mom. She seen like it was a whole bunch of dirt, a big hole, and then where there's nothing but bodies in there. And then she seen her mom, and she wasn't alive at all. But her baby sister, she was alive and crying and crying and saying, "Mommy, wake up, wake up!" And she was just covered in blood and stuff, saying, "Wake up, Mom, wake up!" And she kept and then like it was sad, and it was a fire, and she kept on saying, "Mom, Mom," and then. But before that happened, let me tell you this part. She went to go visit her mom. The older lady came and said they came and took before she came. The old lady said that they came and took her. They took her already. Then the little girl knew what probably happened. Then she left. Then but I don't think she knew what was going on, but she had that vision when every time she goes to sleep, she get these strange visions. And but it was a fire, and she was saying, "Mom, where are you, Mom, Mom?" And there's a fire. And then after that, she left because I guess she knew that her mom wasn't there. Then she left with the other kid, and they had to go. And she started calling for her brother and seeing where they was at. She was just yelling out their name. And then they wasn't saying the name that their mother said what their name was. They was using their own. They only said it towards other people, but towards each other, they say their own name. So then after that she stopped because it was this people was running and stuff. This was things just was setting off. You step on certain stuff, it sets things off. The thing set it off. So I don't know why it went off, but the stuff just went up. And the things that they had set under the ground, those little bomb things, whatever, because the kids made them. They made the kids do it. So people was running, and then things just was happening. She stopped because, and then she cried because she had a vision that she seen her little sister. She was alive and trying to wake up her mom. And then she cried because she knew what had happened. And I guess the little girl, after a while, she died because she was still kind of young and without food, and she was crying a lot. This little girl sat there and then she cried and cried, and she closed her eyes. And I think the little girl knew. I mean, what was happening. I mean, she didn't know what was happening, but I think she felt she closed her eyes. But eventually, things happened, and then after that, but the older sister, the close to the last, she would remember what things was on, so she stopped how to think what everything was. Everybody else was panicking and going and doing things, not actually focusing on what they had done. So she knew what everything was, and she knew what to do, and she did it, and then she made it, and then she found another group of kids and some more friends. They just say hi to each other and say hi, follow me, let's go this way. This time they had to escape where all the guns was coming from, while the people had guns. These kids, they had guns to shoot and stuff. Some of the kids were shooting, but then that little girl didn't use her weapon. She just ran and just went went when things told her to go. Little girl, the first boy, he said let's go that way. Him and another boy, they went up the hill, and after that, they was gone. Now that she stopped and she just to see which way to go, cause she looked around and was seeing where people was at to see which way she should go. So she went another way, and after that, she went to a safe zone, another safe zone, and where they had to get their own food and stuff. And then after that, one of the armed people captured someone. They caught one and said, "Why'd you did this, huh? Why you do this?" And after that, the people left. And then the little girl would just listen to what he was saying. I think he was saying sorry or forgive me and stuff like that. Everybody else was just yelling and just angry. She wasn't saying nothing. And then I think she had like a soft heart. So she was crying most of the time. And then she left. Then I guess she stand up and just seen her brother, and she went. And then she sat with a group of kids, and they went to get food so they could eat. Which one had a chicken, another got a snake. So what they did, and they were just cooking and doing things like that. And all of a sudden, and after that, and something else happened. They heard gunshot. It was time for them to go. So they started running and running. But this was close to the end though. That I'm not giving to you guys. I'm not telling all you guys. Y'all have to watch it. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. If it's still up there, it's a pretty good movie. It's still up there. To this end, I like it. But then after that, they seen their older brother. But they didn't see their older brother until it was halfway through the movie. And after that, it was time for them to go. And then all the siblings was back together. The only ones that wasn't there with them, the dad was gone. The mom was gone. And the youngest one was gone, which was the baby, because she was the youngest. That always stayed with the mom. She had to been like 4, 5, 6 years old, but 3, because she was talking and everything, but she was young. She couldn't do nothing. So then they see each other. They always bright or smiling, hugging each other, and they were just. And this time they had to walk, and they stood together. And I guess, and after that, it was over. And at the end, when the movie's over and stuff, they show the words and stuff on like telling us what was happening. Like like at the end of the movie, at the end of the movie when they tell you that this many people have that no longer here in this world no more, like the people that had died and stuff and things like that, and cause these are but her children made it through the war, so they made it. And then after that, it showed when the children are older, meaning when they're adults now, and it showed them praying for the one that died or passed away during the war, and it showed how they look, how when they was adults and stuff, like the grown, they grown now, cause they were telling us, they told us their story, and they showed them praying for the ones they lost. So they were praying and stuff for the one that passed and things like that. I don't know what they call theirs, but they were praying for the ones they lost. But you guys should watch it. First They Killed My Father. It was a pretty good movie. But other than that, you see how different the war was during our ancestors and during the time war was going on, and what we live in now. Now we're living in a time where we still got race going on. It still might be war going on, but look how much God loves us. If we all love each other in this world, and together we can live by the grace and mercy of one who can help us see one another, our city and his kingdom as he does. God wants us to love and care for one another. Imagine a world where it's nothing but love and care and kindness. Hey neighbor, how you doing? Hey neighbor, how you doing? Kids are happy. Kids are getting a great education. The schools will be great. Everything will be great. You can go to church and everything. Sanctuary and things like that. Right. That would be amazing. That is what love is. God wants us to love. If you, that is what God said. That is what God meaning. And what I said yesterday, if you think you don't love this person, meaning you don't have love in your heart. Because if you love God and you love and you believe in Him, you have love in your heart. Meaning it means you love God too. Because if you saying you believe in God and say that you don't love this person, not say you don't love this person because and you don't even know him but you just don't love him, then that's not godly like. Meaning you're not showing love. Meaning you don't have God in your heart because God loves you. If you God first loved us. If you love God, meaning you love everyone. Yes, it's hard, but you don't have to. You don't have to deal with them, but you gotta love them. I'm not talking about boyfriends and girlfriends, husbands and wives. I'm not talking about that type of stuff. I'm talking about going around saying you don't like this person or trying to start a fight, things like that. So, but if you're married, yeah, you gotta love your husband, wife. But things like that. But we ain't talking about relationships right now. We would get into a relationship another time, but we will get into relationships though. Yeah, we will be getting into relationship, and so another day. But cause I got relationships on here. But other than that, I'm saying we have to love each other. Just love each other. And that's all I wanted to say. And remember, his destiny was the cross. His purpose was love. His reason was you. May the blessing of your day be wonderful. Reminder of all Jesus has given. And that's all I want to say. It is Christmas Eve. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Have fun during your holidays and stuff if you're doing anything. And stay warm. Stay safe out here. Stay safe. It's Christmas Eve. And I'm going to do another video after this, which is going to be day 65. So, right after this video, and which I'll be talking about still the king right after this video. So, but other than that, I want you guys to remember, even though today's Christmas Eve, if you can't afford something, it's okay. Teach your children about love. Teach them about what the true Christmas is about. And teach them about Christmas is about love and it's about giving. And if what comes from the heart, make something because it comes from the heart. just remember that Christmas is about love and joy and cherish everything, because life is too short and we just gotta get better. But other than that, I love you guys. Make sure you guys comment down below, share, subscribe, share my videos so it can reach all over the world, so we can share the gospel of the word with everyone, and let everybody know there is love and joy and happiness and peace in this world we live today. All I wanted to say, and remember, God loves you, He cares for you. Let's continue to remember it was God great, and let's remember to bless other people out here that needs it, and let's all love one another, and let's try our best. That's all I wanted to say. I love you guys. It's Christmas Eve. Enjoy the rest of your day. I know some of y'all spend time with your family, so I hope you guys have a lovely holiday, and God bless. I'll talk to you guys later, and enjoy the rest of your day. So see you later. Talk to you later. See you later. Bye.